Excuse me. So this is just like it said on the tin, this is a contest entry video for T-Rex, her T-Bird, excuse me, not T-Rex, T-Bird, her 150 plus subs. She is relatively new to the community, but she is awesome. I can't remember how I came across her. I was strolling through, reading comments on somebody's video, and I saw a name I didn't recognize. So, I checked it out, and she did videos, and they were cool. So I subscribed, and she subscribed back, and we've traded comments back and forth about some stuff. And before I posted part 1 to my Grindle piece that I did for Frances McMiniman, I sent her a link, like when it was set on private, and we swapped a lot of comments back and forth. Had a really pleasant conversation about stained glass. And this is the cover to that book I was talking about. Good stuff. But anyway, so her questions were pretty straightforward, and in an off chance that none of you guys are subscribed to her, you should definitely check her out. She's cool. She's very passionate and articulate, and has an insight into stuff. And she's relatively new to comics, so for her to be you can tell she puts a lot of thought into it, and that's cool. Because I just kind of do a lot of this stuff off the cuff, but it seems like she actually exerts effort. Not that I don't, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, so she asked, well, you guys should just go watch her video. So I'll just wait. I'll wait here. You can pause this. You can go find her video, because I'll put a link below, and then come back and we can finish this off. Okay, I'll be here. Go ahead. Just gonna. It's cool, wasn't it? All right, welcome back. So, like she said in her, her video, favorite writer. How do you pick? It sounds pretty straightforward. No, she said the question, and I was like, bam, Peter Milligan. Easy breezy, Peter Milligan. Favorite writer, Peter Milligan. But then, there's Garth Ennis, and there's Alan Moore, and, there's so many good writers. It kind of depends on what my mood is. I mean, Brubaker's stuff lately has been amazing. But, Peter Milligan, my favorite writer. In particular, his work on Shade the Changing Man. And I've talked about this title before, and I'm sure I'll talk about it again the next time somebody asks me what my favorite is. This would have to be it. A couple random issues here. There's so much. Pardon me. Yeah, Peter Milligan. So this is Shade. This is one of my favorite covers. I've shown this before. I'm sure I'll show it again. Really like this cover. Currently, he is writing Terminal Hero for Dynamite, and the names for Vertigo. And this is currently one of my favorite covers. I just really like the color on this cover. It's just great stuff. It's those reds against that gray tone just blows me away. It's really cool. I really, really like it. Yep. And the antagonist in this book is becoming one of my favorites, the Surgeon. But this was the book that got me into Peter Milligan's writing. This character has, he has some issues with depression and like a negative self-image, and the way that bounces against his power, his ability, was really interesting to me, and the way they handled all of his neurosis was I thought very well done. So yeah, this book holds I hold it in high esteem. Okay, Peter Milligan. But then, the longer you think about it, and there's just so many good writers. Alan Moore, of course, is amazing. Everybody who hasn't read The Watchmen, I think, should read The Watchmen. I lend that book out to more people than I do anything else. I think over the years I've bought like 14, 15 copies of the trade for the Watchmen. And somebody will borrow it and fall in love with it, and I'm like, oh, that's fine. You know, as long as you keep it, it's cool. Or, you know, lend it out to somebody else. And I understand that's kind of heavy for most people to get into, but this is really good stuff of his too. I kind of liked most of what I've read so far out of his America's Best Comic line. I have a complete run of Tom Strong, and I really enjoyed that. But the art in this book, this J.H. Williams III stuff, is just amazing. It's the guy that did the art back when Batwoman was really good. You should check that out too if you haven't read it. But Promethea, this is great stuff. Just a couple random issues. I had laying around. Okie dokie. Good stuff. And I think Sleepy Reader said something about Alan Moore too. So yeah, Promethea, Alan Moore. But Peter Milligan would probably have to be my favorite. 80s movies. Was there another movie made in the 80s? I don't remember. No, this movie's great. I love this movie. And it's funny because, you know, most of the people I work with are like 10, 15 years younger than I am. And we all can quote this movie. So that's just kind of cool that it transcends all that huge age gap. I mean, a lot of the time they're talking about stuff, and I understand what they're talking about, but I'm like, why? How can you guys seriously have like a 3-hour conversation about that? But, you know, I can, out of the middle of nowhere, just bellow out, hey, you guys, and they all get it. So that's great. Goonies. Oh yeah, and T, this is the cover of that book I was telling you about. This is some good stuff. Very informative, like an introduction to the process kind of thing. Cool beans. So yeah, your partner's work, this part of the video, would be directed towards T. Jared, I think you said his name was. Hope I didn't just get that out of the bag. It's good. It's awesome. He's a very talented young man. So, congrats again to you. In no time at all, I'm sure your subs will be doubled. And for everybody else, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, because she's awesome. Okay. Thanks.